This is PCGamer Radio. You know what? Yesterday, Lipstickpaddy brought out a review of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. So I thought it'd be nice if I could get hold of him and tell us all about his experience of RPGs on the PC, past and future. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to himself, Lipstickpaddy, as he takes you through a tour of the greats in the past, the present, and the future. So, take it away. Alright, peeps, after my review of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire, I thought it'd be nice to go through all the great RPGs on the PC and tell you what I thought about them. These are going to be like best in classes, and for me, the Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire is the best all-round RPG with like a 100-hour campaign if you do all the DLC content, and you know, you're like staying there for all of the conversations. You don't skip the conversations, and you do all the boating activities and every activity that game throws at you basically. You've easily got 100 hours in your first campaign, and it is a stellar game. I really loved it. Totally great graphics as well throughout, pushing the engine probably to the max with the loading times. And sadly, with the sales of Pillars of Eternity 2 on the PC not going great, although, you know, most of the sales were Kickstarter fans anyway. But it has gone to consoles, so maybe there will be a Pillars 3. For me, they should have really called it Pillars of Eternity Deadfire, because calling it a sequel maybe hampered it a little bit, and especially a lot of those decisions from the first game bleed into this one, although you don't need to play the first one to play Deadfire. And to be honest, I lost my save file from Pillars of Eternity 1, and I just came into Deadfire trying to remember what I'd done, and most of what I'd done was not memorable anyway in the first game. So, you know, anyway, Pillars 2 is fine going in just with the normal story, and yeah, you'll have a great time in there. Pillars' strength is the open world pirate adventure, and all the islands offering mini dungeons and loads of great equipment, banks and all that stuff. My full video takes an hour to go through why it's such a great title, but it's really is the top of its class. It's the all-round greatest one that we have on the market at the minute, and I've got Mexican prices here, so this is roughly about $13. I don't know what your region will be, but it's very cheap to get the definitive edition. Oh, it's actually $22 for the definitive edition. It's totally worth this because the extra content in these was fabulous, and they were seamlessly put into the game as islands. So yeah, so moving on to the next then, and this one's really nice topical because Wasteland 2, I love Wasteland 2. And this uses a bit better 3D engine. It is actual 3D. They've really pushed it here. And it's post-apocalyptic, which is one of my favorite genres anyway. And this one has natural cover, and you can strategically set your people up and put them in a kind of a, you know, set your guy here and put him in standby, so if someone comes in his vision he's going to shoot them, so you can set up the scene essentially and all that good stuff. This was also kickstarted, and it was a phenomenal campaign, and I wish Pillars was also like this, the way that the camera zoomed in a bit closer especially, and I think they all suffer from the fact that when you have conversations they could zoom into their faces and stuff like that. But Wasteland 2 Adventure was really cool. I loved the experience of Wasteland 2, and it was a very large game as well. I can't remember how long it took me to play this game, but it was really good. And with all these RPGs, it's very hard to sell the game through videos. You really need to get your teeth into them and play them to see what they're like. But Wasteland 2 is a solid title. It was absolutely phenomenal, and a great, great adventure awaits you in Wasteland 2 Director's Cut here, and it's also, they're all roughly around the $20 cost, aren't they? So they're all fairly cheap, and this one goes all the way back to Total Biscuit recommending it as well. The legend Total Biscuit, may his soul rest in peace. So Wasteland 3 coming out soon, peeps. Oh my god, I can't wait to play it. More like this is, you know, that's why they're saying it's like XCOM 2, is the fact that you can put your peeps in Overwatch. That's the only real similarity. But yeah, very, very cool, and can't wait for the sequel. I really can't. If we have a quick look at it, peeps, if you don't mind. We are talking RPGs in general here. Look at these Mexican prices, peeps. I don't know what else, but $25, very, very cool. Yeah, it's in Exile. These are the guys that did Fallout, so Wasteland is really the spiritual successor to the Fallout series before Bethesda got hold of it. So you can see here the 3D engine, the lighting technique, the weather effects that they're bringing into 3. They really are pushing it very well. Your party's strength is very important in Wasteland, and this is a great time to be on the PC. And look at that energy weapon. Oh, it's so good. Wasteland 3 is definitely post-apocalyptic, futuristic stuff with a little bit of this and that in it. So it is truly unique in the genre. And oh, I think this is showing you in a vehicle as well. So there's going to be a bit of driving around, which is going to be cool, because Pillars of Eternity 2, when you're sailing your boat, excuse me, I'm just taking a drink. When you're sailing your boat, it was really cool. So here, driving a boat, yes. And of course, if you played Wasteland 2, you were going across the wasteland with your character. It was like random attacks and stuff. It was really, really cool. Well, this is coming up soon, and you can definitely know that I'll be doing a review on this, because I'm a massive fan of Wasteland. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. Now, some people criticize RPGs because of the story. Well, the Shadowrun series is quite frankly the best stories of them all. The character design in these games is so incredible. I love it. I love the fact that the classes in Shadowrun, because it's you know, it's an RPG from the 80s, and you can be a hacker. You can have some kind of really hybrid mechanics going on. They don't have magic per se, but they have like psychic people that can do interesting things and stuff like that. Shadowrun here is also post-apocalyptic, bit cyberpunk in its nature, Blade Runner era. And here, what I love about it is that when you talk to them, you do get like a little portrait of who you're speaking to. Tactical Combat 2. Skill system is really cool. I love the RPG elements here, and the way the writing team have done each character, they really sound like, oh man, this guy I'm talking to is fabulous, and oh, the writing's so good across the series, and Shadowrun is phenomenal, guys. It almost feels like a complete package. I think it's maybe 40 hours when you do it, but at the end of Shadowrun Returns, you kind of get the aspect that your party's going to go to another era in the world, and that's kind of where the next Shadowrun game is. It kind of goes to Europe, and then it goes to Hong Kong, so you're kind of moving around, but it's an amazing story. Characters in this game are fantastic. They really are. And Yes, don't be put off by these graphics. Like I say, most of these games are hard to sell from any video, and you really got to play them to know them. But yeah, as soon as you play Shadowrun, in the first 20 minutes when you get through the dialogue system after creating your character, you're going to know you've found yourself into a great place. And it is a wonder that there's no... It is a wonder that they don't do demos for these games, because you only need 10 minutes in them to experience how great they are. Anyway, Shadowrun best story class of them all really is good. Oh, the Legend of Dragon Age. If you've not played this, what are you don't know what you're missing, do you? Now, the original Dragon Age did support this great 3D engine here, and it had great RPG systems in it. Big boss fights as well, which was nice. It was a little bit on the short side, Dragon Age Origins, and maybe 30 hours, maybe, if you remember that. It's not nothing as big as Pillars of the Earth, I'll put it that way. But it was still a great story. And then Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age 3 after that, they were all very, very good. The franchise is very special. And of course, coming from BioWare, you've got the storytelling and one of my favourite characters in all of these, which is Morrigan's mother, Flemeth, the dark wizard lady, sorcerer, whatever she is. She's a fantastic character. And really, when you get to the end of Dragon Age 1, you get to decide about something political stuff that's going on, which is really creepy and strange. But it is an amazing world that they've started with BioWare. And if you look at Dragon Age material from Origins, originally they have a map of the game, which is much bigger in scope than what Dragon Age 2 and 3 did. So, yeah, the engine kind of updated as it went through these, and I imagine Dragon Age 4 is going to be on a next-gen engine. So, hopefully, the RPG systems I've been talking about, which is Pillars of the Earth, Wasteland, and Shadowrun, hopefully they will take the Dragon Age route and go into 3D, because going through the world in 3D is... really cool, especially in Dragon Age 3. Why is it not in this list? I thought EA brought everything over. It's Dragon Age Inquisition, isn't it? Not number 3. It's number 3! It is number 3. But yeah, obviously you need a bigger team to do this, though. You need more artists, and the BioWare have, they have their own way of doing their character faces, animating and that, but as it's becoming more vogue, it's becoming more popular in video games. So hopefully these games teams are getting bigger, and they can go towards stories which, similar to the route that Dragon Age went, just modernizing it away from what classic is that we've got. But yeah, another great series, Dragon Age, and I can't wait for the next one. And I don't know why it's mixed, because it was a great adventure, Inquisition, and I love the dragon hunting that you were doing in the mid to late game. And she is a fantastic character, and it's her mum, Flemeth, that you need to be aware of. Yes, oh yes, let's move on to the next. Oh, Tides of Numenera. Oh. I've got mixed feelings about this, like peeps on Steam. And it got really good, and then it ended. I mean, it got so good, and then it ended. I couldn't believe how short it was, peeps. I did like 26 hours on this, and then it ended. Oh, I was so disappointed. And it's from In Exile as well. Oh, what did they do? I really don't know what they did, but it was a missed opportunity for me. I did enjoy it, but I'm like, I want to see more of it. So, It was more of I wanted to see more, which disappointed me, and I thought for an RPG it was too short. And just as my character growth got really special, I didn't feel like they got to use it all. I mean, you hit level 20 in Pillars of the Earth, and you've still got the DLCs to play. You've still got the epic bosses to play. They had an end game. Tides of Numenera, you got to your top level of your character. You hardly did any combat near the end, and there was no end game. And but yeah, it was good while it lasted. And if you're itching for one before Wasteland 3, it is a good experience, but. And obviously, you know, it got 9.5s from the big AAA reviewers. But just be aware that it's not a deep game and it's not big. Tides of Numenera. Alright, well, that's my list of the great ones. Now, the Divinity Original Sin for me is worth a mention, but you're better off playing this with a guide with you, because there's so much choices in this game that's going to affect the game, and even down to characters that you create, and the way you've created your character can change things. So highly recommend a guide, and it's kind of pulling the guidebook out all the time, which I only like doing that if you're playing your second playthrough and you just want to make sure you're covering everything you missed on your first playthrough. But Divinity is worth a mention, definitely, and overwhelmingly positive, and it is big as well. So, and of course, the Divinity Original Sin peeps are going over to Baldur's Gate 3, which, does that need an introduction? Baldur's Gate 3? I have an original copy back in Ireland of it, with the expansion in its original box from 1990, peeps. My goodness, this game's on the horizon. It might be 2022, this game, but it's looking phenomenal. The story, the 3D engine they're using, Larian Studios' new engine that they're pushing, D&D with the great character creation and traps in the dungeons. It's gonna be fabulous. Oh my god, this is the next generation RPG on the horizon, guys. Oh my goodness. And the story, if you've not seen the videos for this game with the incredible cutscenes, and of course the Wizards of the Coast, the people behind D&D, they are very fussy with this license of Baldur's Gate because it is the crown jewel of the company, and they are they've refused to give Baldur's Gate to any company because it has to have so many things going for it. Next gen, groundbreaking, amazing story, player agency. Oh, there's so much going on here. And even with the characters, they're pushing the BioWare talkie, which is going on here, which is lovely. And yeah, it's coming into early access soon. And this is going to be incredible when Baldur's Gate 3 comes out, and hopefully it's super successful, and it does warrant expansions too. So fingers crossed that all that is like the Baldur's Gate 2 was. But Baldur's Gate, peeps, if you've not heard of Baldur's Gate 2, you've got to go back 30 years. Is it 30 years? Oh my god, is it 30 years? I feel old talking about Baldur's Gate 2. In fact, if your internet ever goes down and you've got no internet, Baldur's Gate 2 was my go-to game. I would put it back in on my computer. Oh, graphics card failed. You know, if your graphics card failed and you were waiting to buy a new one and it was coming in the post, Baldur's Gate 2. It was kind of the game for me when I was going through, you know, dark times in the past, waiting for PC to get rebuilt or internet to come back on and stuff like that. But hey, I have fond memories of Baldur's Gate 2, and yeah. But I tell you, we've got so much choice of RPG games on the PC. It has certainly been a golden age, and it really is stellar. And of course, on the horizon, I almost forgot, Vampire the Masquerade is coming as well. So we've got some good franchises hitting the market. Although that's not your classic RPG style, is it? It's more of a... Although, I don't know, it's definitely worth a mention anyway. That could be possibly the best story. When that one comes out, we'll have to wait and see. Now, finally, we come to one of my all-time favourite, all-time PC games. And this is Neverwinter Nights 2. And, oh my goodness. I was so disappointed when Neverwinter Nights MMO, because I really wanted Neverwinter Nights 3 from D&D, but god damn it. Neverwinter Nights 2 was incredible, and in many ways it really pushed the genre forward with the 3D engine, and ultimately what an adventure this game has. And it had the D&D license down to a T, even, oh my god, even prestige classes where you could unlock amazing classes, like for example an arcane archer only available to orc characters. Yes, you could be a wizard necromancer prestige class. Oh my god, I had this game with a retail box, and it had like a 200-page manual. And I'm guessing Baldur's Gate 2 had a big manual, but I'm guessing Baldur's Gate 3 is going to have a whopping manual too. I'll be definitely wanting a physical condition. If it is a physical box, that's what I'm trying to say. But oh my god, and for the price you're getting, what an experience this game offers. And I swear to god, you will be 45 minutes to an hour in the character creation with Neverwinter Nights 2. Oh, and even playing it a second time, I went through it a third and fourth time, I still was looking through that 200 rulebook, really thinking about my character design. It really was special, and it does have expansions, and the Complete Edition 2 here is giving you everything you need to know. And there's an interesting expansion which is the Storm of Zahir, where you roll 4 characters of your own, which is a nightmare because there's it's like 4 characters to create. Oh my god, 4 hours. Oh. But yeah, totally more than 100 hours of adventure here, and it is a breathtaking experience with the characters. The character development as well, and in fact you can just see here in the background Kelgar Ironfist. I still remember him. What a character development this guy goes through in the game. Someone's calling me. I'm doing this video at midnight for you peeps. Who's calling at that time of night? Go away, go away, go away. And anyway, great roster of characters, really thinky. Great dungeons as you'd expect from a D&D official game, and Neverwinter Nights 3, where are you but Baldur's Gate 3 on the horizon, man. Epic times, peeps. Is this my favourite genre of games? It's definitely up there, isn't it? It's definitely one of my favourite genres, RPGs. Well, there you go, peeps. If you've played all these games, props to you. You're where I am, and Wasteland 3 on the horizon. It is good times. And if some of these are new to you, definitely worth playing, honestly. You will not be disappointed. Maybe Tides of Numenera, maybe. But we're talking legendary games here. Legendary licenses. And totally worth playing if you've got that month of a drought coming up before Wasteland 3. Well, if I've missed any titles of your favourites, please put a mention in the comments. That would be great. And yeah, tell me your favourites as well. Definitely, we are catered so much here on the PC for RPGs, and may that continue. It is the platform of choice for RPGs. And yeah, what a fantastic genre we have, and it's so great to be PC gamers, right? So on that bombshell, you've been listening to PC Gamer Radio. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, And bye-bye for now. Well, thanks for watching. And if you remember, you can please subscribe and like the video. And don't remember, you can also hit the bell for notices on the channel. Yeah, we've also got a Twitter you can see on our banner, so check that out too. So take care and bye-bye.